to secondary school, we started learning picture blocks.
Aha.
Then when I moved to the code and robotics team for Hammock, we started learning how to program different robots.
Wow. And you made a robot in Nigeria.
Yes, ma'am.
Flew it abroad.
Yes.
Okay. My mind is blown. But tell me, Ibrahim, you're in JSS 1. How did you... You're in JSS 2, I beg your pardon. How did you decide that robotics was something that you wanted to do?
Because I had a passion for it.
A passion.
Yeah.
Is anybody at home, mom or dad, did they push you to do it, or did they tell you, I don't think robotics is for you?
Nah, they didn't say anything.
They just wanted you to do it.
Yeah.
So Dusi is so cute, just so you know. Dusi, tell me, why did you become a part of the robotics team?
In JSS 1, when I entered Hammock, after like 1 month, they now brought me to the coding and robotics team, and I heard of Vex, and we started working on it because I started coding and robotics in primary school too.
Coding and robotics in primary school?
In primary 4.
Primary 4. So at Hammock, it's not just coding and robotics is not just a club. It's an actual subject that kids indulging. Now, I have Ademide right here. Ademide, you're in JSS 2.
Yep.
Tell me, why robotics? Why didn't you go for debate and debating society? Why robotics?
Well, I had a passion for creating things.
You had a passion
and
for creating?
robotics, you make robots, and it's fun.
It's fun.
Yeah.
How fun is it on a scale of 1 to 100?
100.
100? 100. These kids are exceptional. And finally, yes, I won't say I saved best for last, but this is the only girl on this team. Aliyah.
Hi.
How are you?
Very fine, thank you.
Fantastic. Aliyah, tell me, why robotics?
Because the world is constantly diving towards the world of robotics, and anyone that does not carry themselves along will be left behind. So when Amex started the coding and robotics, we started with the boot camp in 2021.
Right.
And that was like the year I entered secondary school. So I just went in, thanks to the director here, and I saw that, wow, coding and robotics is for me, because it was very, very fun and very exciting. And our coach here, Mr. Oscar, he made the program a very, very exciting and very, very fun one. So everyone was carried along, and I just decided to pursue coding and robotics. It was very nice. Thank you.
Okay, fantastic. So now, did your mom ever say anything or dad ever say anything about why you shouldn't be doing robotics? I mean, cliche as it may sound, you should maybe learn hair or do makeup or all of that.
No. Actually, my mom wanted me to become an engineer, and my dad wanted me to follow something in the line of computing and robotics. So I just...
But is this something you want to do? Is it something
Yes.
you're interested in?
Yes.
Okay. So what do you want to be in future, Ibrahim?
I want to be a coder and robotics engineer.
You? Dulcie.
I want to be a coding and robotics engineer too.
Do you want to be a coding and robotics engineer?
No, I want to become a software and artificial intelligence developer.
Oh, I like that. What about you?
A programmer.
A programmer, Samuel. Ademide.
I also want to become a programmer.
A programmer. You see how beautiful tech is, and it's evolving every single day. And Hammock being a school that ensures that students are not just left out in that. Because at the end of the day, I did see some time ago that Microsoft was letting go of some, I think 6,000 employees, seeing that they're not needed anymore. AI has taken their jobs. But, we have a tech guru that comes in every Tuesday, and he goes on to say, it's not that AI is taking jobs. AI is taking jobs away from those who do not want to be a part of AI. So you have to want to learn it, and that's amazing. So how did it feel coming third in Senegal?
Wow, it was very nice.
It was nice.
Actually, we were not this team that went to the one in Senegal. But when we came back and when they came back and told us that they got the third position, we were very, very excited, because we knew that about like 50 schools attended the Pan-African Robotics competition in Senegal, and that was like our first time going for the competition, and we got third place. In fact, if they were judging by the scores, I'm very sure that our school would have gotten like the first position, because we were by far the team with the highest points there.
That is amazing. And then, just so you know, the team that came third in Senegal, they're writing exams, and so they cannot be here and all of that. But this team I'm speaking with went all the way to Dallas took the school to Dallas, and out of 800 children, 800 teams, they came out 172. I remember I did see an interview with all of you, just so you know, and I see that you had said something rather profound, saying that there in that room, you felt like you were you were in different countries at once. How did that feel for you?
It was a very, very nice experience because you were seeing people from Korea, China, from Asia to Europe to Africa and America. And then it was just like in one room, there were a lot of connections, a lot of people, very, very happy people and accommodating people that just wanted to make friends, share connections, and develop a very, very strong foundation. So for people like us that are just coming from Ile-Ife in
Nigeria, yes.
Wow, this is a very, very nice opportunity. So we seized that opportunity and we made a lot of friends, we built connections. We went to countries that we thought we might never be able to visit because on the norms, for someone like me, I just thought like if I'm going to visit places in the world, it's going to be just say half of the world. But right there in that room, I was like...
It was beautiful.
Yes.
It must have been surreal. Well, how did all of this start? These kids were part of the RoboCode, a competition that made them gain grounds to the national competition and then into the Pan-African competition and, of course, the international competition as well. And I just want to say that we are super proud of each and every one of you for representing this country, because I was speaking to one of the founders of HAMEC, and I told her about how I was hosting a particular kid. It was a spelling bee competition, and this was the first time Nigeria was a part of the spelling bee spin competition, and it was really beautiful to see that it's a time of change, if you ask me. It's a time, I think it's Nigeria's time. Putting us on the map is something that I've always advocated for, and seeing that children are even doing it better than adults. I said earlier on that I was talking about how some people were nabbed for cyber fraud and cyber crime abroad. I'm like, you all are adults doing that outside Nigeria. The kids are going there to pave the way and let them see us in the light. I have someone here who saw greatness in these kids and taught them through it all. Mr. Oscar. Yes, you have to go. You cannot not say something. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How did it feel getting these kids outside Nigeria, taking them to Dallas?
Well, first of all, I have to thank the directress, who she's here.
So she will say something too.
Definitely. It takes...
Yeah. Mr. Oscar, we need to hear his voice a little loud and clear.
Okay. So it takes a whole collective effort to achieve this goal. So 2021, she started the summer camp. That was where we wanted to do like a pilot test to see the adoption rate. And the good thing was that by the end of the 1 week boot camp, we saw the high interest from the parents. And then it now looks as if we can now make it part of the curriculum.
Right.
Now, what is more sort of inspiration for us is that, you have a lot of schools in Lagos doing this. You have few schools outside Lagos doing this. So for a school in Ife, trying to adopt the usage of technology, not just beyond it, just even training, was more a motivation for us. And it's not like it's been very, very rosy, but what stuck to us was the consistency that we've seen across boards in terms of working with the school. So for us, we felt, what can we do better? And then we started the Robotics competition, where in the first season, they actually did very well, but in the second season, they were the top 3. And that gave them a guaranteed spot to the Pan-African Robotics competition in Senegal. And I mean, amazingly to everybody, they did fantastically well, because when you're going to Senegal, you're competing with African countries.
Yeah, that are way ahead of us.
They're not competing for the first time, but for multiple times. Now, having these kids who have not used the robot before, but they've been taught how to simulate, how to understand, how to control the robot. Now, having been there for the first time, and they came to, like she said, if you judge by the point, they could have come first. Now, they have to repeat the same feats in Dallas again. They're competing with more than 400 schools, and you are among the top 100. That's massive.
That is massive.
So 800. So beyond just even the competition, we are seeing high rate of adoption rates in terms of the kids wanting to sort of learn coding, right? And coding is not just about trying to program a robot. The more important reason why we teach coding in school is to allow children to think outside the box,
Right.
to become problem solvers,
Mm-hmm.
to become critical thinkers, and also to be told what to do, how to solve the solution, because we know that these are potential African founders that are going to
Absolutely.
solve African solutions
Mm-hmm.
used by Africans for Africans. So
Mm.
we believe that right here in this room, we are seeing the Elon Musk of Africa. We are seeing the Bill Gates of
Absolutely. A
Africa.
round of applause to
Yeah,
that.
So,
A round of applause to that.
and we must also commend the school because, you know, being consistent with this for years, considering the costs, considering all the challenges that has before, but still yet, the focus is still.
What we've tried to do is try and do education differently. You know, in Nigeria, it's very staid. It hasn't changed really, but we believe that now the sign of the times, the children have to be a little bit more than just books. They have to be able to think critically. They have to be able to solve problems. So we've always sort of geared our curriculum and our activities towards that. It hasn't always earned us fans because it looks as if we're being a little bit difficult, if you like. But something like this has shown that we are on the right path.
Absolutely.
So why did we do coding and robotics? Because, you know, I've been telling the children for a few years now that, look, the world is changing. The traditional jobs are being taken over by robots.
Absolutely.
You go to university for 4 or 5 years, you come out and you say, I'm a doctor. Right now, doctors have, consultations are being done virtually by, AI.
AI, yes.
Operations are being done by robots. So I tell the children that be the person that's programming the robot. If you're the person that's programming the robot, you will always have a job.
You'll be indispensable.
You'll be indispensable.
Absolutely.
So that is the mindset behind what we're going to do. I was fortunate to meet Oscar some years ago when I was thinking of what are we going to do, and we decided to do a summer camp on. It was, I would say, moderate success because the parents are like, but why?
Exactly. I was just
But
going to
why
talk about
now?
the
Let
parents.
them do that. Let them study. But you see, over time, and when they saw what the children did in 1 week, I was flabbergasted by what they were able to build. They built smart houses, and out of cardboard, very rudimentary. But it showed that there was an interest. So we now decided that let's try this. And after the first term or so, we saw that we needed to put it into the curriculum. So now, from GS1 to SS3, it is part of the curriculum. They have to take it. Now, out of there, you'll now see some that have more passion.
Exactly.
Those are the ones that go into the robotics
team.
and then start working towards these competitions. It hasn't been easy. The challenge mostly is finance. It's support because these things are not cheap.
They're not.
Going to Dallas was crazy. We're still in debt, but we'll sort it out. But it's the idea. It's the fact that these children have changed forever by the experience, and we've got an automatic qualification to St. Louis next year. It's in St. Louis.
Yes, I did hear about that.
And
you all are going to St. Louis next year. That's
And
amazing.
Another thing that we need to stress. You've heard that they're JS1 and JS2.
Yes.
Now, what happened? The two that went last year, unfortunately, this year are sitting national exams,
Yeah.
so they couldn't go. So we were in a bit of a quandary. So I said, okay, let's start at JS1. Let's start training them from JS1 for these competitions. So some of these, the JS1s have only been in school for 2 terms. This is their third
Dunsi
term.
and Samuel.
They've only been for us for 2 terms. So that shows their passion and their willingness, and they do love the subject, and they did build a robot. Wow. Last year in Senegal, we didn't even have the kits, so they were taught through the simulation. They were taught through the
Computers, yes.
how to build, and they went there when they were given the kits, and within 24 hours they built it.
That is exceptionally beautiful, if you ask me.
We're extremely proud of them.
We are.
As a school, and I think, their parents are proud, everybody's proud of them. And I know that next year we're going to be bigger than this.
Oh, and I cannot wait for next
We're
year.
going to be a bigger team than this.
Yes.
We'll do a lot better than, they were a little bit disappointed, but I said to them, 172 out of 800. Now, the thing is that the whole competition, 30,000 teams around the world compete to go to VEX.
Wow.
VEX is the world championship. So there are many routes to go to VEX. We went through Africa. We went through Pan-African robotics competition. Other people go through different competitions all over the world. So from 30,000 to 800. And we're one of the 800. I mean, that in
itself, it's beautiful.
And then for you to top 25% of that 800.
800?
It's a win.
It is.
It's a win.
It is. So Samuel, tell me, how was your experience in Dallas?
My experience in Dallas was a fun and exciting one.
Okay.
For someone like me, I've never been out of Nigeria before. But now going to Dallas, doing code and robotics, all the things I love doing, just in one place.
Ooh, that is beautiful. Ducey, just as one student. Ducey, tell me, how was it in Dallas?
It was really a good experience, number one. And because coding robotics has to do with maths, which I really love maths.
Ooh.
And that was my first time going out of Nigeria.
As
from
well.
Africa.
Fantastic. Ibrahim, tell me, how was your experience in Dallas?
It was really fun, exciting, and also I had to go out of Nigeria.
Yes.
Really.
Really?
When I really heard it, I was so shocked. I'm going out of Nigeria. I'm going out of Nigeria.
Oh, that is beautiful.
So I was so excited. But the thing I loved doing the most was there. So why not?
Why not? I didn't mean to tell me.
My experience in Dallas was a fun experience.
Okay.
We went there for a purpose to go build our robots and compete in the competition. We strive to get first place. But we were still able to get a very good position.
Oh, you definitely did get a very good position. Well done. Thank you so much for putting Nigeria on the map and for making us proud. I'm sure Hamek is absolutely proud of you. And next year at St. Louis, fingers crossed, because I'm already following your social media page, just so you know. So if you guys are moving out, just know that I'm there every step of the way. Well done, darlings. A round of applause for the Hamek team, robotics team. Because Hamek, I've been thinking about it. How now this is not just a club or a team, it's now a part of the curriculum. And I think a lot of schools need to latch on it and ensure that because it's AI, because it's a world that would evolve, and we're in the fourth republic already, the fourth revolution, and seeing that the kids are already catching up. Fantastic. Well done, darlings. A round of applause for yourselves, please. A round of applause for yourselves. Well, we have been speaking to, amazing kids from Hamek. And you may be wondering, what is Hamek? Who is Hamek? Is Hamek an individual? No. Hamek is the Henry Alex Duduyemi Memorial College. And this is the robotics team that not just scaled through, this is the school that not just scaled through Nigeria, but actually did go to represent Nigeria at Dallas. At Texas, and they came 172 out of 800. And it's not the number that matters, because guess what? It came from 3,000 up until 800. 30,000 teams up until 800, and then they came 172. Matters because yes, and we have been celebrating kids in the beginning of this week, but I've got to go. I mean, would you like to say something to any child out there who maybe Aliyah? I would like to hear any child or any school that is interested in robotics and everyone is trying to derail them from that.
I would just say that anyone that wants to pursue robotics should do it and do it fast. Because if you are thinking of something and you're not taking any actions towards it, you're just wasting your time. Because actions speak louder than words. You can say, okay, I want to become a robotics engineer, I want to become a software engineer, and then you're just there. You're not doing anything, you're not moving towards your goal, you're not moving towards... Because that's why I like our school. Because every Monday, they tell us that there's an exhortation that is given by teachers telling us that actions, telling us different topics relating to the main topic, which is actions speak louder than words. So you can't just keep saying, okay, I'll do this. That's why procrastination is not good. So if you have something in mind, you go for it and just
do it. Do it.
Your entire mind, and just do it and know that, okay, I've done this. If something good is going to come out of it, I'm going to get the results. And if you do something right, something good will always come out of it. Even if it's just a little step, You know, they didn't build
Rome in one day.
Yes. So
and even if nothing comes out of it, you actually learn from the failures.
yes, you learn, because this Dallas that went for, even though we didn't strive for 176, we noticed that most of the teams that were there have been coming for 4 or 5 years, and those teams that have been coming for about 4 or 5 years, their robot was like more advanced than ours. But still, we still managed to beat them.
Oh, that
We
is
beat
amazing.
A lot, like over 600 teams, and then it was very, very nice experience. So if we are going next year, we know that okay, the design we used last year is not the design we'll use this year. It will be more advanced,
Exactly.
better, and we'll make it in such a way that it will produce a maximum result.
Thank
So
you so